Good evening. So, one kind of video that I don't think I've seen a whole lot of is people telling where they might have seen, especially their first experiences with ASMR, from actual movies that they may have seen. I think probably everybody is aware that maybe their first experiences, especially if they grew up in the 80s, could have come from Bob Ross. Obviously, he's a well-known purveyor of ASMR awesomeness, you might say, unintentionally, but he's obviously quite relaxing to listen to, and even now my DVR has quite a few of his episodes, some of my favorite ones that I've managed to grab, that I watch very often to relax and go to sleep to. But I thought I would show a few DVDs that I have that also kind of have moments in them that maybe the director or the actors weren't intentionally trying to make relaxing or whatever, but that's just sort of how they end up coming off for a lot of folks like us who have certain triggers. So, I think the first movie I ever really noticed, I actually don't have the DVD with me, but believe it or not, it was The Karate Kid. The part where Miyagi first shows Daniel how to trim bonsai trees. Just something about the clicking noise that the scissors make, and obviously the attention to detail it takes to trim a bonsai tree and make it look beautiful. And the pace of the scene was obviously slow and kind of relaxing. Miyagi's voice in the scene as well, soft and that sort of thing. So that was maybe one of the first movies I ever saw that made me notice that something about those sorts of scenes would give me a few interesting, relaxing tingles up the back of the neck and the base of your head. So another earlier movie, I suppose, would be this one. And Splash was a very interesting and funny movie for a lot of reasons. Lots of comedy moments, of course. But really a lot of other interest in this movie to me even now is because of Daryl Hannah. And, obviously she was, and still is, quite attractive woman and has a very unique figure, especially in her hips, and was quite obvious in this movie, of course, because when she comes to New York, she hasn't learned about clothing yet. So, but there's a couple of scenes in this, particularly one where she's swimming into a shipwreck that's on the bottom of the ocean and looking through the map room. I noticed that one had some nice triggers. So, but it's a short scene, so it's over pretty quickly. But yeah, funny movie otherwise. Airplane had a scene, had to do with Tupperware and showing it to, I believe it was maybe an African tribe or something, but Julie Haggerty's voice is really soothing when she wants it to be really soft, and the noises, the plastic noises of the Tupperware stuff that she was trying to give to this tribe. Again, very nice trigger, and but a very short scene. So anyway, that was kind of funny to happen in that movie. Escape from Alcatraz, a very fun movie to watch, kind of a good suspense I remember many times watching this when I was younger, really feeling kind of the tension of, his sort of long-term project and hoping not to get caught by the guards or whoever, that he was working his way out of his cell. Of course, anything Clint Eastwood does is usually entertaining to watch at the least, but there's one scene where the warden is taking a walk and drops, I think, his fingernail clippers into one of the cells, and it happens to be a cell that is occupied by an artist. So I'm just going to go ahead and play with my brushes while I'm telling you these things. So the warden actually has the cell opened up, and he walks in there because nobody's in there at the moment, and he picks up and looks at admiringly some of the art that the inmate has drawn, and very carefully places them back on their easels. Of course, that scene leads to a dramatic twist that's pretty much the opposite of the admiration. But if you haven't seen the movie, you should see it. It's quite a good one. But anyway, it's a short scene that also has, nice triggers in it. Those are some that I sort of noticed briefly when I was growing up. Once I finally recognized that there was something to this, I didn't know what it was called, of course. That was a long time ago. The next movie, Time After Time, many good moments. They're all kind of in a row. There's about a, 5-10 minute sequence from when he arrives in San Francisco to about the time that he's trying to sell his jewelry. Just, the whole book of different triggers, it seems like every single one is there. Obviously, I think it seems like movies that have to do with time travel, very often they, just by their nature, have a way of containing, some triggers, just from the wonderment, I suppose. The way that the person who's sort of the fish out of water character tends to have to spend, extra moments looking around at his or her surroundings, and just kind of, especially when they go forward in time, the amazement at the technical progress or technological progress or that sort of thing. So anyway, this is maybe one of my favorites because there's just so much, in there the whole time he's in the museum, walking down the street, talking to people. It's also got some really funny parts in there, so yeah, very good one. Another DVD that has many moments and lots of different triggers is Time Rider. And basically a motorcycle rider who accidentally gets transported backwards in time and doesn't realize he's traveled in time. He's just participating in the Baja 1000. And so in a way, because he's down there, it takes a very long time before he starts to think there's something wrong with the people he keeps meeting, and, that maybe it's not just really a strange area he's in, but that, it can't be just that. But it's pretty funny how the people in the village he ends up in, how the people react to him and to all the little technical gadgets, even just his helmet. So there's several scenes. Belinda Bauer is in it, and she's just gorgeous. and she has a really lovely, soft voice, and I almost wish she would do ASMR videos because of her voice, but many good triggers in this movie. Anything from soft-spoken to tapping to, you know, things like that. Just, you know, there's a lot of that. Good one. One of my favorites. This movie ended up having a lot of triggers that had to do with books. You know, the whole movie is pretty much a book fetish movie, even though it's obviously also kind of it's sort of a suspense and also a detective kind of thing wrapped up into one. And, but the other, besides a couple of scenes that have a bit of ASMR-ish moments, this DVD has commentary running in the entire length from the director, Roman Polanski, and he's got one of those voices. He, you know, English isn't his first language, for one thing, and he's just got one of those soothing voices with an accent, and he speaks in a very measured, you know, relaxed pace during the whole movie. And the things he talks about are really interesting if you're into film and so forth. So, so it's a really relaxing DVD to put on. Just put on the commentary, and you'll drift right to sleep. I have many times while watching this. More recently, I started getting into the Best Motoring DVDs, just because they show lots of sports cars, and they're all reviewed and driven and raced by you know, former professional racing drivers from Japan. Occasionally they have other people on the show besides just Japanese drivers, but primarily that's what they do. But this particular one, you can see down here, there's a bonus section where Professor Nakaya goes to the Tokyo Motor Show and walks around, visits all the different manufacturer displays. The scene that really got me was when he came upon the Porsche Carrera GT. He actually got in the car, fiddled with the gear stick a little bit and the pedals, and just the camera work is all, you know, handheld camera following him around and, you know, zooming in on any of the things that he points out. Anyway, that kind of surprised me with some good triggers. I kind of wish that he would do more of that sort of thing. They actually do have a Best Motoring DVD that goes to the Tokyo Motor Show, but Nakaya was not the host for that, unfortunately. So he has a very relaxing voice, even though he spoken pretty much entirely in Japanese in that instance. But maybe that even adds to it somewhat. And then another one, same reason, he interviews Petter Solberg, who's a world rally champion. And so that's half Japanese and half in English. But yeah, lots of pointing out of the engine components and stuff like that. So there's that scene that also has some very good trigger moments. But this is also a good DVD if you're just interested in, especially the GTR. It's a great car. And unfortunately my account is still limited to 15-minute videos, so I'm going to have to stop there. But I definitely encourage you to leave your own comments and let me know what movies really did it for you. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching.